today's video is going to be a juicy one, a good one, a banger, because we're going to build an entire homepage for my own brand, GustenSun.com, and I'm going to share that with you. So I have a little bit of the research that I've done, as I always do. I start with my beautiful hand-drawn wireframe, the layout, and then I do a little bit of research on Dribbble. So I go here and I go web design, and I look for the theme, the style, the feeling that I want for it. So something like this, maybe a little bit flashy, modern, blue gradient as the foundation for the page. And then I got my colors here. So we want to keep it clean. We want that contrast color to be blue. And then here's what it looks like as gradient. We got my logo, white and dark, so we can use it on both backgrounds. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm gonna start with, you can see here, logo, support email. I use my 9P wireframe here, promise, problem, process, product, all of that. So I'm gonna show you how I design an entire homepage. We're going to use the color picker right there. Let's see if we can use this as the, and sometimes when I play around with these, I don't talk a lot because, oh man, oh, that's right, we need the layout grid. Columns 12, white 3%. One is actually enough. Center 75, 30. And by the way, I'm using 1920 to 1080 as the frame size. So you can see, got the logo right there, align to the left, and then we want the text for this. So let's actually create the text styles as well. This is just for the background behind it. I don't know if we're gonna use it. Let's delete it for now. So let's do the headline first. Something like that. Have the, you can see from the grid. There we go. And then headline goes here. Gonna crank this up to 92 maybe. And then I wanna use Montserrat, black, and let's see. I might wanna do a, actually, you know what I wanna do? I wanna do a full width center. You can also center here. Boom, so you center the text here, you center to the frame right there. Linear, let's do, so we have 100% white at the top, and then the blue right here, something like that. And then maybe even add drop shadow, blue, let's see, 30% opacity, a blur of maybe 30 or 50, and then 10 maybe. So this is pretty big. Let's do 82. That's probably better. We can change this afterwards, but you can also select if you want this to be aligned to the top or centered. So now I can just shift it like this. We'll keep it like this and then duplicate it. But first we can actually, I'm gonna go bold and use big headlines on this one. So we can create a text style and we can call this H1 Montserrat 82. And then we can have a smaller one afterwards. So world class sales funnel. Yeah, so you can see that's too big. Let's do 72 and 72. Yeah, that's better. It's still big, but it's better. So now we can just choose the same one here. Sales funnel tools, templates, and trainings. Even that's too big. So let's do 62. So when I'm writing this, I'm keeping the caps or shift down so I get all cap, but you could also just type in regular like templates, and then you can go to here and you can set it all capital letters in the case, uppercase type settings, right? World-class sales funnel tools, templates, and trainings. Got the drop shadow there as well. Let's see if we make it even like 50%. Yeah, we'll start with this and then we can decrease it later. Maybe even on this one. And what I'll do with these is I'll either create the CSS for it in the page builder, or I will just group these and make sure that we don't have a lot of empty space, and I can download this as an image and upload it to any page builder, any site. Okay, so now we want without any effect. I'm just gonna do solid white text, and then I'm actually gonna do no type settings, and I'll do regular for this one. support@gustensun.com, and I'll do 20 on this one. We can align it to left and then add that right there. And then I'm also going to right click plugins, Iconify, and I want to add an email icon right there. Make this blue. So now let's get a headline for this one too. Make this one maybe 32. And then this is gonna function as the sub headline right here. I think I'm gonna do white text on this one. Yeah. Okay, so we wanna set this to new style guide, H2, Montserrat. There we go, 32. I'm gonna give away something. So like I'm gonna use an image somewhere here, and then maybe even all the way here. It's gonna be an opt-in at the top of the home page. So get a free funnel template. And then actually let's do this. So we create a new text style. And we call this paragraph. Montserrat 20. And now I can just choose that right there without any style. I'm gonna drag this down to maybe get, let's move it to the top. I'm gonna right click, plugin, lorem ipsum, and auto generate. Well, that's way too much. So I am going to set this to maybe 30. That's enough. Regular, medium, not regular is good. 20. So we got a subheadline, get a free funnel template. We can add some text here later. And then I'm going to actually collect emails here as well. So let's do get a free funnel, get a free template. Just making it shorter and keeping it within this range right here. We don't need radius for the opt-in. I think I like how clean this looks. Let's do 10. Pixels in between, and then we need a button as well. So this is going to be the image of me, something with funnels, and then you know what we can do here? We can make this your name, your email address. And then I'm just gonna copy this for the email and then grab another one for the name. Name. What I like about these is that I can customize the color because it's a vector format. Your name, your email address, and then this is the button. So probably gonna be a little bit bigger. And then I'm gonna make this one a little bit brighter, a little bit darker. So I'm gonna do button text. I know I can move the text above, I can drag it above the rectangle, but sometimes if you just do Command X to cut it out and Command V, so like copy paste or cut and paste, I can just add it in here because I click this, then paste it. Get a free template, download template, download the funnel. So let's make this, actually let's make it 20. 20, same as this, all caps. And then I think what you can do, you hold this one down and shift and press the rectangle. You can click auto layout. So you can add, let's do 30. And then let's do 20. You can add the padding on the button from the text. And so now if I drag this out, if I add the funnel template, you can see that it's not going outside of the button, it stays within it. So pretty cool. Download the funnel template. I think what I'll do is just center it to keep it same width as this one. Download the funnel template. Let's move this up a little bit, shift up, there we go. All right, so now we need an image here. So I got my folder of images here, Gusten homepage, and I did a photo shoot so we can get some fresh images. And then I also got some client logos, social, a few different graphics that we're gonna need. So what I'll do is I'll drag in the one that I'm gonna use. So this one, for example, and hopefully it finds pretty well like the background and me so that it can cut it out. But what I'm gonna do is I'm going to use the plugin remove background, and I'm gonna run that and see if it can identify. Otherwise I can just use something like Clipping Magic and that will do the job as well. But let's see. It did remove the background, but what is this? Is it just loading? I don't know why it shrunk the quality that much. What I'll do instead is I will just drag in the same image here. Because sometimes it can decrease the quality of the image. I'll just delete it and delete this as well. So what I'm looking to get is an image of me in the middle and some funnels here, because I'm talking about world-class sales funnel tools, templates, and trainings. So I'm gonna go to Smart Mockups, all mockups, and then screen layers. So I want these right here on the sides. So the way that this works is you'll see the images for both these. You can upload them in here, or you can also add your full-time funnel designer and then browser window. We don't need full page capture, we just need the one that we're gonna use for this section. Capture, and then that's gonna capture the design from the page. And then you can still go in here and edit it to make sure that it's the right proportions and everything. You can zoom in, zoom out, all of that. Just gonna give it some time to load. There we go. Click here to edit, fill, and then you can click zoom in, and boom, when you're happy, crop, and there you go. So then when you have both of these, you just go customize, make sure that the background is off, and then download, right? I've gone ahead and done that already to save us some time. So I'm gonna drag those in here, make them smaller. I'll try to make them fit within this, something like that. And then, yeah, this is better. So you can see the quality is better. I'm gonna crop it. Actually, I can crop it in Figma, but if you go original, you can see this is what it looks like. That's what it cut out. And so if something is missing or it cuts something off, like for example, my ear, I could just click this and make sure that it includes it. Same thing with something that I don't want. I can just click red and it's gonna remove it. So now just download this and drag it in here. And by the way, you can organize all of this way better, right? Like I like to just build and focus on building, but some people prefer to organize them really well and group them together. Like for example, group these, boom, and call that group Gusten banner. But what I'm gonna do is I'm actually going to delete this and ungroup this and go into Photo P. So I'm gonna drag in my image. I'm gonna find the tool that I always use. And then I'm going to make it a little bit bigger and hardness down to 0. So if I do right now, you'll see that it cuts it just as hard. And what I want is I want a smooth, something like that, a smooth transition to the background. And so now I can click V, File, Export as PNG. I'll just save it, drag it in here. And now it fades into the background instead, which I like. It would be different if the background like cuts into a light background. Sorry, if the image cuts into something like that would be different, and then the background would be a light background here. But it's not, and it's gonna be a dark themed page. So I'm gonna keep it like this. What I could do is I could do the same for my 2 funnel images. So I can drag in, let's start with this one. Drag it in, 500 down there. There we go. And then I'm gonna drag the other one in here and do the same thing here. Boom, file, export as, you get the point. So now I'm gonna delete these. So you can see the difference, right? It's fading into the background. So this one is 289. Let's make it maybe 300. This one 300. And then that will do as the main image. Actually, I probably also want something like my name, right? So I'm gonna make one text that says Gusten Sun, and then one saying CEO Freedom Funnels. So I'm gonna make this one black and this one like 12. Let's see if we do rectangle, move it up here. Blue, linear. What about that type of linear? I was more thinking from here to here. Yeah, I think that's better. This one will just make it smaller so we don't need, yeah, something like that. I could also just add my logo in there. Okay, so I can see we have all of these assets. We have them outside of, okay, we don't need all of it. but all of this inside of frame 1. There we go. So we could use this one instead. Let's do that. Just move this there instead. I don't like that rectangle. Takes away the focus. So anyways, that's good for now. And then I think I also want something like, we want the same blue glow. So I'm gonna move this underneath me, make it blue, and then effect, layer, layer blur, and then do 500 maybe. No, that's too much. 300, too much. For if it's a bigger one, yes, you can do 500, 300, but for this, 100. And then I can just grab this and move it down a little bit, so maybe 50. We can change it later, but that's good for now. And then we're gonna open this again and grab my clients. Yeah, let's use these. We can keep it within this. Let's make it a little bit smaller. I think that's good. And now I can click Command and just drag this down to keep building. There's something missing here though. Like it doesn't have that final touch, attention to detail. So what I'll do is I'll probably just grab this ellipse here. You can see when I drag it outside of this, it pops out of the frame. So I can just, as long as I keep it here and I don't go with the mouse outside, it's all good. So now you can see it doesn't look good with 100, maybe 500. And then I would also move it down below everything. There we go. And maybe 30% is enough. And then we're gonna duplicate this, move it here. We can adjust that later. Pretty good start. There's one more thing I wanna do. I know I keep refreshing and starting over with Photopea. I don't usually use Photopea anymore. I use Affinity now, but I know a lot of people like using Photopea because it's free, it's cloud-based, and it's easy to access. So that's why in this tutorial I wanted to use it. So we'll do 500. I'll show you what I want to do. I want to delete top. Well, that's a little bit too much, isn't it? Probably gonna do more like that. A little bit here to the sides. So I'm gonna use in the background image. So now, file, export as PNG. And maybe this doesn't work. Maybe it doesn't look good. So then you can just delete it, try something else. But I'm gonna drag this down all the way and then set this to 15, 10. Is that good? Let's check without the grid. If it's any more visible, like if you do 30, then it's too visible, you can't read the text and it takes away the focus. So you want the background images to just kind of be there to add personality, but not add distractions. So maybe even put it all the way out there. So now for like when I want to export this to a page builder, I can just duplicate this and export this section without the text and images as the background. So I would have this, 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 and the background color. Pretty happy with that so far. Now let's move on to the next section, how I can help. And what I'm trying to include here is a few cards. Now I need the grids again. Let's see, 3 cards. So we'll do 4 columns. And then what I can do, I can go here and see what that would look like. I think what I'll do is I'll actually use this, but add a blue shadow behind it. 30%. And then do 50 blur, maybe. 10. 100 blur. Do 50 for now. You can always increase it later. Duplicate it, drag it here, put one there. And then I want to explain sort of, not the offers, that comes later, but it's more about like how I can help any type of business, because it's a homepage, it's a funnel hub that leads into other offers. So how I can help. Now, I want to use, let's see, this, but as a separate text style. So we're gonna do this maybe. I think I'm gonna do a white text here as well. And also without the shadow, yeah. What if we do like 10? We can change it later. I wanna keep this to the left, something like that. I think that would look clean. And somewhere here, and maybe add some images behind it. I think that's gonna look clean. So we'll do headline. For all of these. And then just copy paste the lorem ipsum down here. Okay, so now I want images in here. So what I can do, I can actually drag in a few images. So let's first name these so we have like a good understanding of what we want them to say. How it can help. So funnel building, funnel design. I'll call it funnel design. And then client systems. So this would be like my funnel agency. This would be my education. And then funnel design, client systems, and then traffic. So like organic traffic, how to get clients, how to drive sales. So I'll call it revenue. Revenue streams, not revenue. Income streams. Funnel design, client systems, income streams. Yeah, because I make a lot of videos about like my 6 income streams, so on and so forth. So we can change this copy later. I want images inside of these. So funnel design, let's grab an image like this. And I believe you can just drag it in here, right? And then there we go. And then you can add a layer on top of that. And I'm thinking we could do a linear, something like this. Is that too much? Let's do and this one as well. If we do any darker, it would be this one, right? We can start with this and then we can change it later. Okay, so client systems, let's see. Let's see if we decrease the image to like 50%. That's probably better. And then this gonna be 100% linear. Funnel design, client systems. And then the final one, income streams. We could add some more relevant images, like income streams. We could add something more about like client acquisition and that sort of stuff. But I also want to make this as quick as possible for you. Image down to 50. Maybe you don't even need it down to 50. Maybe it could just be 100. And we could see yeah, I like that. The next we have is promise the problem. So the way I'm gonna frame this, I think, is, by the way, when you keep shift down and drag it, you can easily keep it the same place. Instead of talking about the problem on a sales funnel where you like specifically explain, here's the one problem that we're gonna fix with this offer, is a homepage. So I'm gonna say why sales funnels, actually sales funnels, not websites. And again, with all copy, you can change it later. And so usually what I do is I have some, like even for this, I have some idea of like what I wanted to say on the page. And then as I go in here, for an example, these, I can type these as the last ones because I know what I want to say about funnel design, client system, and income streams. And we have more sections about it as well. So there's two ways I can go about this. One could be like if I copy this and I just drag it down here. One could be images of me right here. And one could be like illustrations. And so I don't know which one is gonna look cleaner. I do know there's a lot of 3D assets on UI 8. And I've downloaded some of these. So we could use some of those. Maybe something like this, startup and work environment, or design. If we find something that's like all about design. There's a lot of these sites, but I like UI 8 a lot. This one I think it is. Yeah. This one I've downloaded. Okay, so let's use this. All right, so I've downloaded it, and what you'll see when you download something like this, you can get it in a Figma file, because you'll see here, you can see that it's a Figma file that comes with it, not just PNGs. So that way you can edit them. So that's what I have here, and I'm gonna choose a few of these, and then we're going to copy them into the other. This one, copy it, and then just add it here. Make it smaller, delete this. Move it up here. And then I can, here's a cool way to change how these look. If you want to use the designs, but you're not able to change the color of it, you can change it by going here, and you can mess with this right here. So you can change this. Let's make it a little bit brighter. Can get it down to something like this, tint, something like this. And now I'll just cut out any of the empty space. This looks pretty small in comparison to the image. But we'll fix that later. So I'm not gonna take your time on all of these. We're gonna add this right here, and then we'll do one more. And then the headline for this could be sales funnels, not websites. So problem is, here's the problem with old school websites. And then I talk about the problem there. Actually, it's not gonna look good if we don't take 3 of these, or at least 2. I'm just making sure I have the right tint and hue and color on both of them. I just exported and downloaded it as PNG because of the glitch there with the, not a glitch, technical stuff that I'm not good at. Okay, so here's the problem with old school websites. Instead, build an automated marketing funnel. And then I can explain like how that works and how that's gonna get you customers and sales because of the automations, the follow-up and all that. We could even make these bigger, 32. I wanna make these 42. Yeah, that looks way better. Here's the problem with old school websites. Okay, so instead do this, and that's gonna do for this section. Okay, so what do we have so far? We have world-class sales funnel tools, templates, and trainings. Let's go back to my drawing and see. Got the problem, the process. Okay, so here we're gonna do something pretty simple. Drag this out a little bit more. The process, what are proven 9p conversion method. I think I'm gonna do, let's do 100 pixels, and then let's do 3 of these. I'm gonna try to do gradient for these as well. Let's move this up there. Stroke, white, linear, and we'll do 5. Let's make them a little bit bigger then. We can change the stroke later. You can copy paste, or you can just keep Alt. I don't know what is called on Windows, but on Mac it's just the Alt next to Command. So yeah, we're centered, and then I'm just gonna copy this headline here. Centered, centered. Centered. So this is our process of like how we work. 2, 3, and this could be opposite too. It's like step 1, step 2, step 3, and then it's like headline. So what is the actual step? You know, let's do that. I know I can paste it as text only, but this is faster. Step 1, 2, 3, and then this is, okay, so like what are the steps? You know, 9p conversion method, offer. Actually, I'll call this 3-step conversion method because the 9p framework is copy, design. Most people don't know that you need all of these to be successful, not just design. All right, so now we need the icons for these as well. Plugin, let's use Iconify. Offer, so money. Oh, this is pretty boring. I want something more bank. The piggy. I'll change the color of that in a second. Copywriting, so right. And then design. Okay, so let's see. Should we just do white? Yeah, I think that looks best. I was thinking if I would do linear, but nah. They're also so tiny, so it's better to be visible instead of fancy. And also sometimes with design, so like you can see, this is now in the middle if you just look at the actual icon. But then visually, this is the main focus, right? So I'm gonna make that the middle. And then this, it doesn't matter if it goes a little bit outside. And that looks better. And then the piggy bank. Actually, I would love to make all headlines gradient with the blue behind it, but it might be too much to read. So that's why I'm doing it for main headlines. But I'm liking this so far. I might even do a little bit of text under each of these. Nothing crazy, but to explain, because otherwise it's like offer. Yeah, you need an offer, but you need an offer that, like some people say, an offer that makes people feel stupid saying no. Copywriting, you need copywriting that focuses on the offer and then design that aligns with the copy, right? And also increase the visual perceived value of the offer. You might even do something like plus, so it would be offer plus copywriting plus design. But that's good for now, that's pretty clean. Notice I also didn't add a box to these, which I could, but I want to keep it clean and simple as well. So then let's go up here. And by the way, we're using this as inspo, not a prison. So I can change this. I can delete, add whatever I want to it. Products, community template training. So these are free offers. Just drag this down here. What if we do something like, because now it's starting to feel a little bit boring. So yes, I could add some of these. But still, let's continue. We can go back and add to the background later. Actually, let's just add all offers here. Start your journey here. I'm gonna try something new. I saw this somewhere and I was like, I want that for my site. So let's see, is this too wide? I'm gonna fill it with an image, yeah. So let's do 10 pixel radius. Drag in an image. So free template, I'm just gonna, oops, not that again. I'm gonna drag it in here, fill. And then add a layer, linear, but now instead I'm gonna make it blue, and then I'm gonna add another layer that is more like this. $50. And then what if we do stroke blue for the entire thing? I want to turn this off so I can see it better. Layout grid. And what I'm trying to do is this right here. So let's do 42 on this one as well. So that's the offer. 22. 42, 22. Start your journey. So that's this would be free funnel template. All right, and then I need a button as well. So you can see up to this point, there hasn't been a lot of offers or call to actions because I don't want to confuse or overwhelm people. I want to give them the goodies. I want to give them specifically here at the offer section what they need. So this would be, actually, I think what I'm going to do, delete fill and add a stroke. White or blue? 5? Is that too much? Probably. 3. Let me see also if I delete the stroke here. Yeah. I'm going to instead add a background color to it. That's a little bit too much still, but I'll fix it later. I said that about everything. I'll fix it later. I'm probably the most boring person to watch design something because I'm so focused. Like even this right here, I can't really do. Let's do white and then drag it down a little bit. Or, you know what we could do? We could fill with this. Or this. But then I wouldn't add the stroke. Nah, I prefer this. I think this is still a little bit too bright. Maybe 75. And then this would be free community. Did you know that you could also use like Pixabay or Unsplash or Pexels? You mark this and then you type in people. So like we want community, right? Yeah, I'll just use this. So I'm gonna delete this other one, drag this image down here, and then do 50%. Get the community there. There's something I don't like about the gradient, how it's structured. So maybe do 100, but not, yeah, something more like that. Middle of the button, 100%. So it's in the corner. Something more like that. Let's delete the shadow for now. Yeah, that's cleaner. Actually, it would be pretty cool if we, which now that I look at this, doesn't have to be. One, two, three. Just move this up. So this was join the free community. So we want one more, and that's gonna be free trainings. So here we could actually add an image of me training. If I have, let's see if I find this one. Yeah, that's good. I mean, it's clean. Maybe not the perfect image, but it's clean and not too many details in there. So I like that. And I think for this, I don't want it to go straight into the background. So I'm gonna probably change some of it or add like a background to this. So there's one pretty cool tool, plugin you can use on Figma as well. It's called something with background patterns or something. Let me see. Frame, let's make it same color. Right click, plugin. It's called Hero Patterns. So we can use something like this. Actually, first let's try to use this as it is. So I'm just gonna, we could add it like that, but I want this as a PNG, so I'm just gonna save it, drag it in here. There we go, and then drag it behind everything. So you'll see what I'm doing. First, let's try to make it like 10% and see what it looks like then. 15, 30. Like even if we did 30, drag it out there, drag it out here, and this would be the, I can just crop it in a little bit. So that would be one way to do it. And then yes, if we wanted to add like a gradient that goes straight into the background, we can by just doing this. Sorry, wait, the other one. And now we drag this in here and we add it on top of this. So now you can see we get the same effect. We just want this to go gradiently into the background. And I mean, sure, we can do that, but vertical. Because then we need this on top of this right here. Maybe. So we have this in the background right here. We have these blurry ones, and then we got this right here. And as you saw here with the plugin, we could use pretty much anything. Just pick something that's clean, and we could use this instead. Well, yeah, it's okay. I think I'm not gonna do much more. I'm just gonna add a social media element to this. So let's copy all this and keep shift down here. I know we should also add like the paid offers, but it's the same thing as like adding this right here. I would just add full-time funnel designer, 37 funnel templates, and the funnel design course. Let's connect on socials. Let's connect. Let's stay social. Isn't that something kids say? Probably not. Probably the older people like me. Let's stay social. And then we can add in our, actually let's make these. Let's first drag in the social media icons and then we see what fits. How about that? So we got Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. Yeah, let's just do solid white. Let's stay social. Here's what I can do. I can call this education, and this is community, and this is behind the scenes. Boom. And then I'm also gonna grab this, drag it down, make that a part of the footer. So now we're still missing the testimonials and the paid products. So maybe let's add the videos for testimonials still. That's an important part of a funnel hub, to have social proof. So I'm gonna duplicate this and then move all of this down. So this is gonna say, oh, by the way, you could also add a community section here. So you can have a section where you talk about your community and everything. I'm just gonna do a quick testimonial section for you so you can see. And by the way, we're also doing more videos building these things out, these pages, designing in Figma, building them out in different page builders. So make sure you watch all the trainings on the channel, in the course, Full-Time Funnel Designer, everything. So, stroke. There we go. I even had the play buttons for these. Effect, drop shadow. So I'm gonna add some videos here of people praising me, how good I am, all the fun stuff. And I think that's it. Let's see if we still wanna maybe add some of this in the bottom. There we go. Maybe not, but doesn't look bad. I'm pretty happy with this so far. And now we have a somewhat of a start to a homepage. And again, I did this in 1 hour. I usually build a funnel in like an entire day. So that's why the attention to detail is something that you want to definitely play around with. For an example, let's do one more important part. Let's say we don't want to use illustrations, okay? Let's say we want to do something completely different. We want to use this right here for an example. And we want to make it a little bit more personal and not use, like I said, the illustrations. Let's maybe cut this like that. Got way more text. Delete this for now. And then we'll do 10. Move it in a little bit. Gonna add some graphics to this. Underneath, you could either do blue or gradient again. And also do something different. We do stroke. Something like that. Maybe want to add something else to the page. Something else that isn't isn't just blue. So yeah, that's what I know. I don't talk much when I'm designing. So that's what I would call adding personality to a page, right? Like you could also, let's say you want to make this like a little bit smaller. Just delete this for now, so I can, boom. Let's do it properly and add another image. This right here. Let's say we want to do something like this instead. Drag it behind. Blue. Turn this up a little bit so you'll see it there. I don't know, maybe you want to do something like this to add that personal touch to it. So yeah, there's a lot of things we can add to it. I'm starting to feel pretty happy about this in general. Maybe one thing too, I know I keep going, it's like adding some of these like final touches. If you want to like spice it up a little bit, you can drag in a few of these icons in the design. So this is what you would find in your research when you're finding these right here. So that is it. That is pretty much the design right there. Let's still add a full start to finish, or I mean top to bottom design overview of the page. You can see what it looks like, and obviously you'll know by the time you're watching this video how long it took me. But that's it for this video. Hope you liked it. I'll see you in the next one.